Are you having trouble actually getting in shape or losing weight? In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 major reasons that your diet or meal plan is probably failing you and how to fix these things to get in the best shape of your life. We're going to count backwards. So the number 5 reason that you're not losing the fat or the weight that you want to is that you're probably not burning enough calories. Yes, you need to be expending more calories in your daily life than you're taking in. I'm sure we've all heard the calories in, calories out. And this is exactly the case. We have to do things, really be exercising, to be able to lose fat, to lose weight. That way we're expending more energy than we're taking in. If we do that, that's where our fat loss or our weight loss will actually happen. It will take place as long as those things are in our daily routine. Many times the reason that we're not expending enough calories is that we're not picking the right types of exercises or the right types of workouts. I've talked about it before in choosing the right exercises, the right types of workouts that you do will go a long way in helping you to have that expenditure, that daily caloric energy expenditure on a regular basis. It needs to be high enough to lose the fat, to allow your body to release the fat so that it can burn off. Choosing the right exercises can be very critical. It can be the difference between maybe burning a few hundred calories or burning 500, 600, 700 extra calories over a 24 to 48 hour period of time. If you're having trouble knowing what exercises or workouts that you should be doing for fat loss, I've got a video. I'll post it right here. You can check that out and see the difference between cardio and weight training in your fat loss routine. Whether you choose cardio or weight training, the simple fact needs to be that you have to expend enough calories throughout the day. This means that you have to be tracking or knowing exactly what kind of calorie expenditure you have. Best way to do this is to use a calorie counter or a total daily energy expenditure calculator that can tell you how many calories you should be taking in, and also it allows you to know how many calories you're expending on a regular basis. So the 4th reason that you're probably not losing the weight that you should be or want to be doing is because you're not eating the correct amount of calories. Now notice I said the correct amount of calories. I didn't say you're eating too many calories, because really that's just one side of the equation. You could be eating too few of calories as well. When it comes down to it, you need to be knowing how many calories you need to take in. Again, that goes back to the calorie calculator that helps you to know what your body uses on a daily basis. You should drop those calories, the amount that you take in, by about 500. Anywhere from 200 to 500 is usually what I have my clients start with. If you're taking in under your calorie expenditure on a daily basis, every single day consistently, you will lose weight. You will lose fat, most importantly. You might actually be saying out there that, well, so much more difficult for me, for my body type. And that might be true. You might have struggled for a long time. But I guarantee you that one of these reasons is probably why you're not losing the fat that you need to be. Calories is a key component. It really is the key to unlocking fat loss. Now you have to be eating within that window of just under your maintenance calories, your calorie expenditure. If you eat too much, of course, you're going to continue to put on body fat or stay right where you're at. If you eat too little, though, you put your body really into kind of a starvation mode, to put it in a simple aspect. you drop your metabolism, and really your body just will not release the fats. To make sure that you're eating the correct amount of calories, it is important that you first off use that calorie calculator. Know how much you need to be eating on a regular basis. But then the second thing you need to do for your calories is really track them. I've talked about that in a different video as well. The ways to go about tracking your calories. I'll link that right here. You need to be looking constantly at how much was in a meal accurately, not just guessing how much was in each meal, but know, absolutely know, every single time you put something in your mouth, what the calories and what the macros, the protein, the carbs, the fats that were in that food, that drink, whatever it was. Make sure you're calculating that, and you know for sure what you're putting in your body. So again, that fourth way that might be stopping you from losing fat or losing weight is that you're eating the incorrect calorie count. Make sure you get the calories dialed in, and you'll start dropping the fat. The third way that might be causing you to not lose the fat or the weight that you want to is that you're not getting in enough proteins. Many people often do diets or meal plans that look at things like carbs and fats, and they do this very rigidly, but they quite often lack the amount of protein that they need to be doing on a daily basis. One of the biggest debates in the fitness community all over the place is between whether you want high fat, low carb, or high carb, low fat. It's all over the place. Everybody seems to have a different opinion on what's best for you to lose fat. But one thing that they have in common, everybody will agree, protein is absolutely necessary. You have to stay high on the protein. So whether you choose to try a low carb or a low fat diet, that's up to you. That's up to your personal preference. I've had clients get in shape both ways. But what has to be in place is the high protein. So to fix that, make sure that you're getting at least a solid 20 grams of protein per meal that you take in. If you start out this way, you will probably start to lose fat. Yes, you want to make sure that your protein is right around the same as your body weight. So 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should shoot for between 150 and 200 grams of protein at least. If you stick with this high protein, what it does is it allows your body to work the way it should. It puts things in your muscle, keeps them strong, allows the building blocks to work, which will then allow your body to release the fat, burn it away, keep it off permanently. So that third way that you're probably sabotaging yourself in your fat loss is by having your protein too low. Fix it by putting enough protein in your diet on a daily basis. The number 2 way that you might be sabotaging yourself in your fat loss, in your weight loss journey, is that you're making too large of adjustments all at the same time. Now this might sound counterproductive. I know most people, when they go on a diet, they decide I'm going to diet. Monday morning comes and I'm going to drop everything bad out of my diet. And this is great. This really starts you eating clean, and that's excellent. But let's be honest, how long do you actually stay on that meal plan or that diet? Maybe a week, 2 weeks, 6 weeks at the most, probably, right? No, by creating too large of changes at the same time, not only are you throwing all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, when it comes to physically losing the weight, but you're also putting an extreme mental challenge on yourself all at the same time. By giving up everything you probably love in a diet sense, you're also creating way too much pressure on yourself. To fix this, really take small changes at one time. It might be right now just to add in protein if you're not getting enough of it, like we talked about in the last point. Or it might be to just lower sugar on a regular basis, or drop your calories 200 calories a day for right now. Yes, if you make small changes over time, they all add up. It's easier for you to deal with mentally, and you're also leaving yourself with tools to change later when you do plateau or when you stop losing fat. I would never take my clients and put them on a super strict meal plan all at once. We make small, little changes over a gradual time, and it gives me much more to work with, and it's much easier for people to deal with mentally. In fact, that's how I diet as well. I can't just take everything away and expect myself to succeed in those things. So that second way, or the number 2 thing that might be causing you to stop losing weight, or that you're sabotaging yourself with, is by making too many changes all at once. Make small changes and you'll start succeeding. The number 1 thing that you're probably doing to cause yourself to not lose weight is by putting too big of expectations on yourself. Maybe impossible or at least improbable goals right off the bat. Telling yourself you're going to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, it might seem like that's what you want, but let's be honest, are you probably going to succeed in that? Most likely no. So if you keep giving yourself goals that you won't reach, you'll beat yourself up when you don't reach those goals. Instead, like the last point, make small, very realistic goals that you can achieve on a regular basis. Maybe to start with, it is just making those small changes. So your first goal might be to add in protein or drink more water. When you're drinking a gallon a day for a week, maybe that's your first goal. You can build up to then, maybe I want to drop 5 pounds in the next 3 weeks. It's very doable and something that you probably will accomplish if you stick to these things. Yes, don't give yourself this monstrous, I have to lose 50 pounds in the next 6 months or a year. You can probably accomplish that, but if that's what you're focusing on, if you're seeing just the big picture, you'll probably sabotage yourself and never get there in the first place. It's just too big of something for you to focus on. When I work with clients, I give them small little things to hit on a weekly basis, and that adds up to big changes over time. And most importantly, it adds up to sustained weight loss and permanent weight loss. So that number 1 thing that you might be doing to sabotage yourself in your weight loss is you're probably putting too big of expectations on yourself. Make small, realistic goals that you can achieve over time, which will then add up to the big changes months and months from now. I hope everybody out there enjoyed these things. I hope you found something useful in it. And maybe one of these things is something that you're doing on a regular basis. Make these changes and you will see results in your weight loss or fat loss journey. If you found value in this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also hit subscribe and the bell notification, and I will make sure that we put out videos like this that help you reach your fitness goals. Also, if you need help, go ahead and reach out to me. Put in the comments right now the things that you're struggling with, whether it's eating too much, not getting enough protein, enough water, whatever it is that you find is stopping you, comment below and I'll get back to you and let you know the things that you can do to help with those things as well. So make sure you give it a comment, hit that thumbs up, and I will see you guys later.